Eastern time. You know what it means? It's time for the Sway Covington Show. Starring Sway Covington, DJ, not the DJ, and Mr. No Cash.
Best thing on the planet, baby. It's your man Sway Covington, right here on the Sway Covington Show. Another wonderful Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? I'm here representing the D and HP and all the rest of the cities around the D. It's your man Sway Covington, the one and only, baby. Right here with your man Doc. Doc Troy couldn't make it in because the traffic's so bad and it's raining, so he had to call in. Doc, you there?
I'm there, baby. What's going on? Best thing on the planet, baby.
That's Doc, man. Tried and true. He'll never let you down, man. You dig what I'm saying? That's Dr. Troy for all of y'all who want to know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's out here, man. How that weather out there, man?
Man, terrible. As Charles Barkley would say, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's just terrible, man. Horrible.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's what's up, man. It's been like, it was like 90 earlier. Like 90 degrees earlier. Then all of a sudden it just started storming, man.
This was not the heat that Whitney Houston wanted to feel when she was dancing with somebody. It was terrible.
It's terrible. I hear you. It's not the heat Whitney Houston. Well, okay, I got you. You wrote that joke? Did you write that joke?
It took you that long to get that reference? Come on now,
Did you write that? You wrote that joke, man?
No, I didn't write that joke. I stole it.
Oh, you stole? You out here stealing jokes, man?
I steal jokes. I steal women. I steal drugs. I steal everything. Come on now.
Oh, man. There you go. There you go, man. Hey, I thought you had retired from all that, man. I didn't know you were still doing all that.
What? No, I don't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Stop.
Okay, Puff. Hey, you and all these musical references, man. Just hold on a little bit, man. Hold on a little bit.
Oh, what you got to talk about today, Sway? Come on now, let's do it.
I don't know, man. You tell me, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's on your mind? We're gonna see what's on Dr. Troy's mind, and it can get a little deep. So, people, I will protect you. Okay?
We're not going. Whoa, we ain't going into dark corners with Dr. Troy today. Now, come on.
See, I gotta protect you.
Talking to me enough out
from
there.
Dr. Troy, them dark corners.
What's on your mind, Wade? You tell me what's on your mind.
Oh man, let's see, man. You know, we can talk. Let's talk about, man, people getting in on people because they want to take off for their birthday, man. Why people get mad at people who want to take off for their birthday though? Why is that? How do you feel about that, man?
Why are you getting mad for wanting to take off your birthday?
No,
I know somebody one of my best friends. She takes off an entire, like, all her vacation for the week of her birthday.
Right.
Because it's your birthday. You earned it. That is what you do.
How did you earn your birthday?
You earned your birthday because, nigga, we didn't ask to be born. We didn't ask to pay these bills.
I know.
We got to grow up.
But we didn't ask.
Now we got to pay bills. We got to have insurance. We got to have insurance.
But we didn't ask them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man, a lot of people want to be like, that's immature for taking off on your birthday. You feel like it's immature to take off on your birthday?
Okay, well, if that's immature, then give me a pacifier because I'm taking my birthday off.
Right. So, you know, some people say that it's immature because you take your birthday off. It's just, you know, really, it's your birthday. It's a special day, but you don't need to take off from work from it. I say that a lot of people grew up and that was their only special day. Like, you know what I mean? The day that they got recognized or treated nice. A lot of parents make child's birthday their holiday. You know what I'm saying? Things stop moving.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that, but see, too many parents make it a priority to, like, celebrate their own children because of what they missed out on their own life.
So you saying that Yeah, that's what they do. So that's why now, when a child gets older and turns into adult, they want to take their birthday off because it was treated as a special day when they were younger. So they carry that over to adulthood.
They're living vicariously through their children's lives. That's the issue.
That's the issue. I suppose so, man. I suppose.
And they're trying to live through their children.
I mean, is there anything wrong with living through your child, man? I mean, if you couldn't do it.
Yes, there is.
Why? I
yes,
mean, if you couldn't do it and you have the resources to sponsor your child.
No. Again, I told you about my friend who I've known for years now, and she studies psychology and shit like this. I told you about it. When you pressure it's basically like the sins of the father come back to the child. When you have not gotten a chance to do a thing in your childhood, you pressure your children to do it.
Yeah, right. So, I understand that. Some people.
So your child can see their.
Right. Some parents get a little out of pocket with it, but I mean, a lot of stuff. I mean, if for instance, if you didn't have a bike and you make sure your kid get a bike, your child get a bike.
If you didn't have, I didn't have a mom. I had a mom. I didn't have a dad. I met that man in the produce section of Nino Savaggio's at the age of 23. I just looked at him. He looked at me. We pointed at each other like, and he asked me, "Hey, is your mom Tammy?" I was like, "Yeah." "Are you Joe?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Hey man, how much stuff is this real, man? Because you be sounding crazy. Like this, like wow. So you met your dad for the first time at an Italian supermarket?
Look, this ain't about me.
Huh?
This ain't about me.
No, seriously. That's. So you met your dad at the age of 23 for the first time. Was that the first time?
That was the first time I saw him. But after getting in touch with some family members, I realized, yeah, that was my dad. We actually had a sit down, and it was very nice. I'm actually very close to him now.
Oh, that's wonderful. The wonderful turnout. But in actuality, you didn't meet this dude till you was 23 at the produce section at a grocery store, and it was on a maybe. Like, was it like a vibe? Did you get like a vibe like this dude is connected to me some kind of way?
No, I was like, he looked like me. I'm asking him a question.
Oh, really?
You
That's
don't
how you felt?
hold back nothing.
So you saw him, he looked like you, and then you was like, dude, this dude looked like me. I look like this dude. He's got to be related to me or my father. Did you feel like he was related to you, or you figured he was your father?
No, I was just going to ask a question. I asked like a bunch of people that. It was like that P.D. Eastman book, Are You My Mother? But I just switched mother to father.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, things happen.
Yeah, right. I know, right? You know what I'm saying? But for you to just walk up to a dude at you know what I'm saying, at the age of 23, say, this dude looked like me.
But we was both looking at onions.
Y'all both was crying over the situation.
Well, no. Actually, he was looking at an onion booty. I was looking at another onion booty on the other side. I was just like, hey.
Oh man. It's silly, man. Hey, look. Now tell me about this, Doc. How do you feel about what they call it? Aggressive masculinity. Not aggressive masculinity, but yeah.
Aggressive masculinity. All right. Could you please
that's not
give me the definition and use it in the sentence?
No, man.
Before I can spell it.
No, stop it. But you know what?
We on script.
Look, but you know what? That's what we're gonna do. Today's word is gonna be masculinity. Okay.
All right.
Let's do masculinity for today's word.
Wait! You gotta tell the people what the word of the day means.
I'm getting ready to tell people. I'm getting ready to tell the people what the word, you know what I'm saying, what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to tell it right. Okay.
Right.
So masculinity. Today's word is the weird word of the week is masculinity. It is qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men, of boys, handsome, muscled, and driven. He's a prime example of masculinity is how you would use it. So masculinity.
Okay.
right? Qualities
All right,
or
masculinity.
attributes regarded or characteristics of men. Handsome, muscle, driven. And let's see if we can get a little bit more detailed definition of that, or is that all it is? Hey, that's about all it is.
Oh my God, it's everything I'm looking for.
What is?
Huh?
So-
What? This ain't about me.
So masculinity says the social expectations of being a man. The term masculinity refers to the
Now,
role.
whoa. Go into that keyword.
What's the
Social. Are we
Social.
following social norms?
Right. So no. So what I just did was gave you like a Webster's dictionary definition of the word in the beginning. So now I'm giving you a
And
little bit more.
Webster died in 1790 something. So
So now,
you use newer terminology.
right. So now we're going for masculinity. We're going for. It says, what is the true definition of masculinity? And the answer to that is, masculinity equals social expectations of being a man. Right.
All right.
Then he goes into saying the term masculinity refers to the roles, behaviors, and the attributes that are considered appropriate for boys and men in a given society. Masculinity is constructed and defined socially, historically, politically, rather than being biologically driven. So, that means that masculinity is not defined by science, not defined by biological, not defined by your sexual orientation of being a man. So, your sexual orientation decides that you are a male, right? But masculinity doesn't follow that. It's what.
Okay, so masculinity. Wait. Masculinity defines what you are on the outside now, as opposed to 50 years ago, than what you feel on the inside.
Well,
Is that what I'm getting at?
Well, actually, it's defined by society. You know what I'm saying? The world, what the world agrees upon.
But what can society define? Society define. I mean, you've met my fiance Kelly. Society defined that as being illegal up until like what 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Say it again.
I said society defined like me and Kelly being illegal like 40 years ago. Society defined a gay person as being a mental disease. So, like, how can society define a terminology?
That's what we have here. So that's because I read you the one definition, and all it says is the attributes of being a man, of being a boy.
The attributes of being a man, but
Now, so the definition, right? The dictionary definition defined the words as qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men or boys. Handsome would be a masculine word. Muscled would be a masculine word. Driven would fall under that category, right? But if you look further into it, then that's when it becomes what is the so the question is, what is the true definition of masculinity? And it says social expectations of being a man. That's what's highlighted. And that's basically what it is. Right? So the term refers to roles, behaviors, and attributes. So now they're talking about toxic. That's the word I wanted to say. Toxic masculinity. So now So now what happens is so now you got masculinity, right? So we gave you the definition of it. We gave you the society definition of it, right? The society expectations. Now they want to try to say that you're being too masculine, and then they want to call it toxic masculinity.
okay, but see, here's the thing. When I can agree with that, but I can also disagree with that because there is a thing as toxic masculinity.
Okay. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to try to look up the definition for that to see if there's a dictionary definition for that, or is that just society? Go ahead. Doc?
What you expect him to be crying about? He can't get no Skittles at the drive-thru because his mama said no. He's two. but that's toxic masculinity when you're putting your own pressures on a child for anything like that. But then toxic masculinity, oh, I had a stroke there for a moment. It can also be, oh, well, I took you out on a date. I was nice to you. You should give me some. What? No.
You feel like that's toxic because you go out on a date and you pay so much for the food that the woman should have sex with you after the date? That's toxic.
No, I feel it's an issue because I paid because I wanted your company. I wanted to get to know you. I wanted to actually speak to you. I was not paying this extravagant amount because honestly, if you wanted to pay that extravagant amount, you should have just got yourself a hooker and called it a night.
Right, but I don't think that's paying a lot of money on a date and expecting to have sex with a woman. I don't think that falls under toxic masculinity.
Yes, it does.
No.
Because then you end up with these people like Andrew Tate. No. Shut up. You end up with these people like Andrew Tate who sit up here and is like, oh, well, I paid all this, and that for you, so you should just give me something as your obligation.
That's not toxic masculinity. That's gameless. You don't got no game.
That's not game. That's rapism.
No, but
that's being a rapist, Pepe Le Pew.
That doesn't fall under toxic masculinity, though. That fall under, as like you just said, a rapist, which that has nothing to do with toxic
But see, it often gets confused.
A toxic masculinity
confused.
Date would be, I'm the male, I'm opening up the door for you, I'm ordering your food for you, I'm talking for you.
Why are you ordering your food for her? Why are you ordering her food?
Because
you don't know what she wants to eat.
But you a male, and you feel like the female should do what you say. That's toxic. Yeah.
You should not be ordering her food for her. You don't know what she wants to eat.
But toxic masculinity says that's what toxic masculinity is when you do order the food for her. You controlling the whole date. You telling her what to do, where to go, how to deal, and you speaking for her on every aspect. Now, that's toxic masculinity. Now, you talking about paying for the date and all that, that's just whack. You whack as ever. You mad because you talked to a young lady and decided you want to take her out to an extravagant restaurant and spend, all this money on the food, spend the money on the rest of the date, wherever you went, or was it just dinner, and you spent what you feel in your mind is a lot of money and expect her to have sex with you. That's not toxic masculinity. By the end of this show, I'm going to have that word down packed with no errors at all. But that's not it. That's something else. That's just, I feel like that's just, gameless, whack, sorry, terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you feeling like that, you should, like you just said, went and got a hooker or made it known, before the date or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff like that, a lot of women will do that, and a lot of men will expect that, but it's got to be that vibe that's got to be there. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be some type of connection there. The woman has to feel comfortable. The man has to feel comfortable. They're having a good night, and, one thing leads to another. But that's just letting it flow. But if you try to control the situation, I'm paying this money, and you should give it to me because I paid this money because I took you to Ruth Chris. Now you got to put out. She can take herself to Ruth Chris. What makes you think that you got, more money than her and she got to put out for that? But some women have the mentality that they think that if you do go there, that that's what they're supposed to give you. Like they don't, like, you know what? You got some men, right, that will spend money for the companionship of a female, and that's all they do. That's all they know. That's all they know how to communicate with women. If I'm not buying her some kind of way, I don't know how to talk to a woman. And then you have
if you
some
don't know
women,
how to talk to a woman, that's your own damn problem.
And then you got some women to say, I don't know how to say thank you without giving you, giving my body to you. You do something nice, I give you my body. It's a funeral. I'm sad. I want to be held. I'm going to give you my body. I'm happy. You did something wonderful for me. I'm gonna give you my body. This is some women just think like that, man. You know what I'm saying? They program like that for whatever reason, childhood,
Understandably
parent,
so.
or whatever the case may be, and that's how some women are. So when that guy comes across a woman that's not like that, now he has a problem. Now he want, well, I paid all this. Well, she wasn't that type of woman. You know what I'm saying? And now you got to examine yourself. What type of guy are you? So that's where that comes in at. That's a little different than the toxic masculinity.
Give me like 3 minutes. Give me like 3 minutes. Tell Roger to open the door for me.
Tell Roger to open the door. But so yeah, all right. Well, go ahead. We'll see you in a second, brother. So look. So for all you guys out there who feel like that a woman is supposed to put out, or as expression put out, or have sex with you because you spent a lot of money on a date, you took her to an expensive restaurant, you rented a limo. All right, man. Some women that fascinates them. Some women it doesn't. And if it doesn't fascinate her, don't get mad. Just chalk it up. Because guess what? You being mad at is not doing nothing for you. It's hurting you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Women talk. It might be another beautiful young lady that you would like, the woman you want to talk to, a lady you want to talk to, and even, attempt to do your thing. And they talk, and she like, oh, all he want to do is he going to take you here, and then he going to, expect you to put out. That's knocking you down. Leave it alone. She didn't put out, chalk it up. You do this all the time. So if you do this all the time, if you don't get one, why are you mad? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. I mean, in women, if you out and, you know what I'm saying, you just want to give it to the man, you like, here, and he don't take it, hey, don't be mad. You know what I'm saying? Just because a guy gave you dinner and you feel like the way you thank him is to give it him yourself, hey, chill out. He don't take it, chill out. Just relax. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't do it, if that ain't he didn't do it, you don't get into a relationship with him. Don't worry about it. And maybe the next one will. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing is why get so upset about it? You ain't coming to me upstairs, or you ain't gonna invite me in, and I spent all this money. Dude, you making yourself look bad. I don't know how many women have given in to that. If they not gonna have sex with you, then it ain't gonna happen. So you can stand on the steps or be in the car or do whatever you gonna say, and she's still telling you no. You just reinforcing her no. You know what I'm saying? So, and now with you just expressing yourself to her, telling her that you mad and you angry, like, for what reason? Your goal is not getting accomplished, and then you going off is not gonna do it either. And then the women the same way. Oh my gosh, women, y'all gotta stop, man. It's so many. Look, the women who out there, and all they know how to communicate with is sex. Stop getting mad at a guy who don't want to have sex with you. You know what I'm saying? Don't get all mad and want to start calling him gay. Why? For what? What is that about? You got women that go different places, and you could be in a group setting, and everybody's around drinking and smoking, and then it'll be the one woman go up to the dude and be like, yeah, you know what, you want this? And he like, no, I really don't want that. And then what? You don't want me? You don't want this? Now you mad because you're getting rejected. But hey, chill out. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the only one in the room. That might be the one you pick.
He's not the only one in the room.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just chill out, man. You know what? I hate that. You know what I'm saying? You hanging out with some people, man, and you got that one chick, and she just, want to give it to the dude. You know what I'm saying? Here, take this. He like, no, I'm good. And then she like, oh, you don't want this? Like, no, I really don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you must be gay then. Oh, everybody want. No, everybody don't.
No. Or here, you have. Here's the thing.
Man, you can't be talking in and texting at the same time, man, holding up the show.
I can drive and text at the same time. Anyway.
That's why you're going to get a ticket. $100 ticket. $100.
$100. No. Because today's sense of women that have not been raised right are so entitled. It's like, hey, beautiful, how you doing? Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna get $40 on this light bill, but I figured it out. Or, hey, can you pay my phone bill? Entitlement.
Okay, wait.
And
No.
then when they sitting up there and they broke, but see, here's the thing: if you say, as a man, oh well, I ain't got it, I can't do this. Oh well, if you broke, just say that. How am I broke and you the one asking me for money?
Right. Well, that's that crazy mentality because you are broke.
Sword.
She's like, you broke because you can't give it to me.
Okay, well, here's the thing: I'm not broke, but I'm not gonna give it to you.
Right, but that's just attacking your character at that point. Oh, if you ain't got the money, oh, you just don't want to give it to
that's the
because
go-to.
it's me.
That is the go-to. That is the go-to.
But
attacking
you know
the
what?
character.
But obviously, it had to work because they keep doing it. So it must have worked on some
Simping
guy.
ain't easy.
It must have worked. It worked on the guy.
Simping ain't
you know what?
easy.
That makes sense. So that means that guy who's bragging about telling the woman at the end of the night, and she's like, "No, I think I'm gonna just go home," or "No, I don't think you should come up." And he like, "Well, I spent all this money," and then so that means that there's a woman or some women who have given in because he said he spent this money.
Yeah. Always is.
What? That's crazy.
There always is.
Why would she give in?
Okay, here's the thing. There always is.
I thought, wait, whoa. What you
There
taking
always
the hat
is.
off for, man? You like
Because-
extra comfortable. I gotta cut you off. You're watching the Wjzz Covington Show live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching Wjzz Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, man. Right here with your boy Wjzz Covington and Dr. Troy.
And you also have the Recovery Park Presents the Summer Concert Series featuring Larry Lee and the Back in the Day Band. That was featured on Saturday, July 22nd. It was a very good show. I was there. I hope you were as well. You should have came out and found me. Brandon Rose and Soul Therapy, Saturday, July 29th. Tickets are still available on Eventbrite. You also have Trifocal on Saturday, August 5th. These are all part of Farm Days at Recovery Park at 5470 Shane in Detroit, Michigan, 48214. Again, tickets are on Eventbrite for the Summer Concert Series. Larry Lee and the Back in the Day Band was a very phenomenal show. You should have came by and saw it on Saturday, July 22nd. But upcoming, we have Brandon Rose and Soul Therapy on Saturday, July 29th, and on Saturday, August 5th, we have Trifocal. Again, that's part of the Farm Days at Recovery Park. All right, now let's get back into what we were talking about.
All right, come on, man. You over there, you feeling too swaggy today for me, man. You threw the hat off. You only got the lab jacket on today. What's up, man?
I don't have the lab jacket on today.
What's going on? You don't got the pizza dish hat on?
I am pissed off to the highest point of pistivity. I had a good show interpretation. I was going to show you. I texted it to you. I was coming from a very far off land, deep in Michigan, and then when the rain started to fall, I saw it. I saw it happen as I was driving. Everybody was driving like a felon up until the rain started to fall, and then everybody was like, "I don't know how to drive," and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
And then my Jeepus went from, "Oh, you're 15 minutes away," to, "You're 62 minutes away." I'm like, really? You don't know how to drive?
That's it, man. It was an accident.
No, it wasn't. There was no accidents.
Then why was the traffic held up?
Because nobody knows how to drive in rain in Michigan.
What time did you leave? Like, what time did you leave? Like, you left...
3:30.
See, you left too late. You're supposed to leave at 2 o'clock.
Oh, I also had a lot of things I needed to do.
Yeah. All right. I understand. Yeah, you're a busy guy. So back to this, man, right? So,
right.
What is the dating scene like, man? Is that the dating scene? Is that the definition of the dating scene now? for older, for when you
I have not done that. That was a thing I was pitching to you when I had people that were going to come in and talk about that, but they're out in the car and they don't want to come out. One has social anxiety. The other one, which is my executive producer, which is Kelly, is knocked the hell out. She fell asleep during the car ride like a toddler. And I'm sitting up here and my anxiety. I had a baseball bat in my hands again. Somebody cut me off and I rolled down my window and I told them, I said, you got 5 minutes to pull over so I can whoop your ass and get out the car. But it's raining, and then I didn't want it to look like a grudge match from Mortal Kombat, so I left him in the car and I said, this is going to be me.
Are you okay, man?
No!
No,
I'm not.
You're a little high strung.
Try strong, yes, very.
Man, God, take
very.
a deep breath, man. Male depression is
Woosah.
real, man.
You're using my topics I sent you.
I'm supposed to. What do you mean? You sent me some topics, man.
Well, male depression is a real thing.
What is that? When you take mail from the mailbox and you depress it?
No. Actually, I had a CPS report against me.
Let's.
My ex-wife filed a false CPS report against me.
Let's hold on. Okay, before we get there, keep talking. We got to look up this male depression. Let's see what the dictionary
and how it's overlooked. No, my ex-wife filed a false CPS report against me, saying that I was using my 7-year-old daughter's vagina as an ashtray. And that's how she had cigarette burns around her. This accusation was made on July 5th. Due to the child support taking over, I am currently at high risk for eviction. I'm at high risk for losing my car, as well as paying off all my loans, school, personal, and whatnot. And I had to tell the CPS lady who came out on July the 18th, I think.
So this is current.
Yeah. And the CPS lady came out just this past Monday and talked to me and Kelly.
Bruh.
And we're saying, oh, well, they're claiming, we got these accusations on July the 5th. And they're claiming that you're using your 7-year-old daughter's stuff is all that. Right, this is that. And I was like, well, see, due to child support taking over, I'm only getting half of my paychecks. I can't afford my rent. I can't afford groceries. I've been going to food.
They're not supposed to take half of those, like take 20%.
There's a rearage. There's a rearage because the judge took so long to sign the paperwork. I filed for divorce in July 18th of 2021. He just finally signed it July 23rd.
Oh yeah, because of COVID and everything, it set everything back.
Yeah, it set everything back, but it also put everything into a rearage. So now they're taking half of my paycheck. So to the point where I can't earn rent. I got my paycheck today, my pay stub, because it deposits on Fridays. And with everything that I'm making and that what Kelly's making, because she's living with me, we can't even afford, we can afford to pay the consent agreement for the rent because we were up for eviction. But we cannot afford to pay the couch payment of the couch that we just got in January because we had a little Wayfair couch. It was like on clearance, $200 and some odd dollars, like $210, collapsed. Now, of course, it's Wayfair. What are you going to expect? No offense to Wayfair.
Depends on what you're doing on the couch.
A lot.
Well, it's not made for
a lot.
To be
a lot.
The worm on the couch.
A lot.
So all right, so that
that boils down to
male depression. How does that?
I had gotten so frustrated with bills and the possibility of losing my children over false accusations. Do you know what I did? And honestly, this is going to end in a very funny story. I don't normally get serious like this. It normally ends on a very funny story. I started texting goodbyes to people. And I left my phone, this same one, at home. And I just went on a walk. I went on a walk up Woodward. I live in Ferndale, right off 9 Mile in Woodward. I went for a walk. And I found myself at the overpass of 10 Mile in Woodward, where it goes into Royal Oak, or 696 and whatnot. So I sat at the highest point, and I just sat there on the overpass. This was two Saturdays ago, actually. 2 Sundays ago. And I sat there. I just couldn't bring my body to actually fully push myself off. The entire time that I was there, I've been borrowing money from my bosses just for gas money. I've been having them like Apple Pay me and Cash App me just for gas money just to make it through the week. I had one do it this past week just so I could make it here. Nobody stopped. All these cars whizzing past me, nobody stopped. Asked, hey, are you okay? Hey, what's going on? Hey, can I help you? One guy stopped. It was a homeless dude.
Wait a minute. The homeless guy stopped? He must have been walking.
He was walking, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was walking. He saw me sitting.
Okay.
He stopped. He tapped me. Initially, he wanted to just bum a cigarette off me. He said, you know you're sitting the wrong way on that overpass. I was like, yeah, I know. He said, well, what's going on? The homeless guy, the one who had less than what I currently had at that moment, asked me what's wrong. And I started telling him everything
He looking at you, what's wrong with you? I'm homeless. I know I'm homeless, but what's your issue?
What's my issue?
Yeah.
I started telling him everything that was going on.
The homeless guy.
Yeah.
Who didn't have a home.
Cardboard box.
Was he carrying it with him?
Shut up, Sway. But he listened to me for about a good half hour.
Okay.
Whereas nobody else in these cars, I'm talking like driving into Royal Mercedes Benz. I saw 2 Lamborghinis pass me.
I didn't get a goodbye text. But go ahead. The Lamborghini passed you.
You didn't get a goodbye text.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And who else? You said Lamborghini, Ferraris, and all this, you know.
Nothing passed me and stopped.
Nothing stopped.
The homeless dude is the one that gave me $1. I had a homeless dude give me $1 and said, you gonna be all right. Get yourself a beer. And I was like, how did you know?
So you end up getting $1, get another beer to stay here.
I got a tired. I got a Milwaukee's Best, and I walked my behind on home. I walked my behind on home, and I was like, you know what? Even if I lose everything that I got, I still got something.
$1 from the homeless man.
$1 from the homeless man. But even after that,
Right.
I still got something. I don't know what it is yet, but I still got something.
You still got life, man. You still got opportunity to make it, you know, to change things.
And that's another thing. And I know this is a jazz station. And there is a fabulous artist, and I'm going to say the name. Her name is Shirley Horn. She passed away a good few years ago, early 2000s. And she had a song called Here's to Life.
Okay.
And the lyrics were, here's to life and every joy it brings. For here's to life, to dreamers in their dreams. May all your storms be weathered, and may all that's good get better.
Right.
I listened to that song because it used to be a song that my grandmother, who passed away back in February, she used to sing that to me a lot, especially when I would feel depressed. And I started listening to that because I got the little free Apple Music trial, and I started downloading it and listening to it.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, I gotta get better. But how do I get better?
How do you
Nobody
get
knows.
better? That's you know, it's different things for different people, man. Different people have different motivation. What was your motivation?
I almost called my ex-wife.
To feel better?
Because she would be the one that would talk to me and like basically talk me down off of those ledges.
But how would that work if she's the one who
I would just need a familiar voice. I would need that familiar voice. And I'd rather, and like, you know, I've only been with Kelly for about a year. I would rather go with a familiar voice who I knew was going against me for 9 years rather than a voice that had my back true and true for 1 year because of the sole fact that it was just familiar. It was a repetitive familiarity.
That's deep, brother.
It was a familiar.
So
It was a familiarity.
So not Kelly.
I would rather
Kelly voice wouldn't make you feel comfortable.
because I didn't know her that.
But
well.
the
ex-wife
who's been
been my
fighting
enemy.
and
Yeah,
your enemy the whole time.
because it was
So
it was a vocal familiarity. It was just somebody that I knew and I've known for so long. I would rather hear that voice than the newer voice. And it's nothing against her. It's nothing against her.
So it's you.
It's me and my mental.
It's you and your mental. That you know what
But see, here's the thing. And also, I learned after that, because I had that whole issue, I had that whole breakdown, whatnot. Sometimes the reasons you let things go are the reasons you start winning.
Right.
Because I had to break through from that vocal familiarity and get used to the new one that actually had my back from day one. From day one. I remember when it was you and Timo here, and you first interviewed me. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, I bought him 2 cars. I bought him this. I bought him that. I still wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to being treated as an actual human. I wasn't used to being treated in such a way. I was used to being cheated on. I was used to being lied to. I was used to having secrets kept from me. And then I ended up meeting somebody that does not lie to me, does not keep secrets from me. Everything, like anytime I'm on my phone or like a random text pops up and I'm looking at the text, she's like, oh, what's that? I just instinctively now like, oh yeah, this is so-and-so. They're talking about this, this, and that. And I'll show her the text and I'll look at it. Whereas I was used to, oh, who is that you're talking to? Nobody.
So she does that to you though.
Does who?
Kelly.
She doesn't put her phone down. She would show me
Show you.
and like, oh yeah, I'm talking this and that. How do I respond to this? She'll ask for my input. Just like if somebody texts me and I don't know how to respond to it, I'll ask for her input. I have her. I have my buddy Marcy, who I've known. We're birthday twins. We have the same birthday.
So
and but I rely on these people who I'm not used.
Support group now.
Yeah,
this is your new support.
I'm
group.
not used to this type of interaction.
Now my question to you is this: now that you have the new support group, right? You still get depressed? Or you saying that this
Yes.
last time?
No. Yes, I still get depressed.
So, but what is the origin of your depression though? Like what?
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you being overwhelmed by everything? Is that what it is?
Yes, I am. No, I will say that I am overwhelmed by everything. I am severely depressed. My cousin, Phyllis, who, if you're ever familiar with the singer Phyllis Hyman, she suffered from clinical bipolar depression. Apparently, it's hereditary. I did not know that.
So you need medicine for it?
I used to take medicine for it, but the medicine was actually worse than
I've
the actual
heard
issue.
I've heard that before.
That's why I don't really. I will prescribe the medication if it is given in good faith, but for some people, I have advised some people to. No, if this is making you feel a certain type of way, if your medication is giving you suicidal thoughts or tendencies, don't take it.
Okay, so look, so basically what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, and we're gonna roll this over to Grown Man Rules and the Dr. Troy's Corner, because you know he was late. But anyway,
Fashionably.
so at this time you changed who your support group was.
Yes.
The original people to a new support group, and that helps you recover from.
Well,
the
some people
depression.
from the old support group came through to the new support group.
Okay, but you have a support group though.
Yes.
And I think that may be your key, right? Because you have a support group. You have people who you call and actually tell that you're depressed and they help you through it.
Yes. and I can call them. They will answer. And I've had one person threaten to kick my ass if I ever did anything stupid, and he said, because I'm gonna beat you so bad to you the only person in heaven need an afterlife plastic surgeon.
Afterlife plastic.
An afterlife plastic surgeon.
Man, that's crazy. So one way of dealing with depression is to have a support group and not be afraid to tell somebody what you're going through.
Remember how we talked about Biff? Remember how we talked about Biff way back when?
I don't want to talk about Biff.
And now, no, how he said I wasn't a man because Kelly bought me the cars and this, and that. I think back on what my grandfather said. My grandfather died June 20th of 2011. I was the one that found him. I was the one that was taking care of him, along with my grandmother. My grandfather always said, you're more of a man to admit the fact that you need help rather than sit there, suffer in silence, and lose everything.
That's true. That's true. Because, well, then that means we got to go back to the definition of masculinity, right?
Masculinity.
You know what I mean? The attributes.
You had a stroke? Out to place. Out to place. 8 minutes, please. 8 minutes.
Of being a man. You know what I'm saying? It's society's definition. Masculinity is society's expectation and definition of what a man is supposed to be. So we can change the narrative of masculinity. Toxic masculinity, that's just a way to try to tone down a male, the definition of a male. You know what I mean? To be more controllable. So somebody came up with the word and decided to put toxic in front of it to try to control it, to minimize it. They said it's getting out of hand, so we got to put another word on there, right? And then
because it's been captured by too many people who think what masculinity is, but doesn't actually have a good grasp upon the fact of what masculinity is.
And it goes to the word metrosexual. They came up with a word to, and just say instead of just saying it's a male, a well-groomed male, they came up with a whole term, metrosexual, for a guy.
It's like the stuff that you see going around social media. It's like the stuff you see. If you go out with a guy and he ordered dessert, does that make him gay?
That's just the media just trying.
Or a guy's hanging out with his homies, does that make him gay? Exactly. It's social media making assumptions.
Yeah, and then the one guy was telling me, man, I was talking to this young guy one day, and he told me that he would rather hang out with his homeboys all the time and just be with a female for sexual needs. But hanging out with a female, he don't want to hang out with a female. Okay. He don't want to have sex with his homeboys. He just rather be around them more than be around a female. And I was like, man, you had
a term. You had a term when you said the Cinnabon is real. Women are not fleshlights. They're not just there for your sexual pleasure.
But that becomes.
But that's prevalent in today's society, though.
But see, that's when they came up with the terminology "bros over women." You know what I'm saying? They came up.
No, it's bros over hoes.
Right, well, I didn't want to say the word.
No, man. You say it what it is, and you actually call it out because it's a toxic form of
masculinity.
Exactly.
Now that will fall under toxic masculinity, but you know what? This has been an interesting show. Hey, this your man Sway Covington for the Sway Covington Show, the best thing on the planet, right here on Wjzz Cool TV. Like, follow, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Leave those comments, man. I like to read them. I read them, and sometimes I like them, and sometimes I just read them. Hey, tune in next week for the Sway Covington Show, right here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Wjzz Cool TV. You can't catch the Sway Covington Show nowhere else but on Wjzz Cool TV. Hey, it's been swell. I've had fun. We talked to Dr. Troy from his car to the show. Hey, where you gonna get that at, man? You know what I'm saying? The one and only Dr. Troy. Hey, this guy's an interesting man. You put him on a bottle of Dos Equis. Dos Equis, put this guy on your bottle, man. The most interesting man. He had one embarrassing moment and he got a Budweiser. That's all I've got to say. You know what I'm saying? Till we meet again, till you tune in again. Don't forget to tell everybody the Sway Covington Show every Wednesday, 5 p.m. The best thing on the planet, baby!